Welcome to Thrones and Scones. It's your weekday morning podcast where we talk about Game of Thrones over breakfast.
Ski-bop-bop-a-doo-bop.
And smooth jazz. Today we're tackling Season 6, Episode 2, baby. Oh.
You know what? You've given me
we already know where we're going.
Great insight into what I want you to do the weekend. That's good old Mr. Powers.
Oh, my. All right. I'm going to put my teeth out, baby. Let's see if I can swing this a little. I think I got a little extra molasses I don't need. I'm going southern a bit.
Going southern.
Yeah. Yeah, baby. I got a... Oh, the enthusiasm mixed with the lethargy of the pal is tough. Props to Mike Myers here. All right. Yeah. that was a little
Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Evil, just so evil, baby. Bran trains with the three-eyed raven. It's like I can't put my teeth out and do the British accent at the same time.
Did I hear a little McConaughey in there?
All right. All right. Let's try to go British first, then the teeth out, and oh my God, no, it's so bad. I'm just gonna. Everyone, shut the hell up. I'm just gonna go straight through. We're gonna see what happens.
I'll tell you what. If you want to come back to that one, practice a little bit. I'll let you use. I'll let you do any other Mike Myers or any other Mike Myers character.
Oh, can you run me down my list of options? Because all I can think of is Shrek.
We got Shrek. We got Dr. Evil. We got Fat Bastard.
Evil.
We got.
I could probably do Fat Bastard.
We got the Love Guru.
All right, Fat Bastard. I think I've lost that. All right, so Fat Bastard. I went on the subway diet. My neck looks like a vagina. Maybe I can't do it. Jesus. Oh, great. Bran trains with the three-eyed raven. King's Landing, Jamie advises Tommen. Tyrion, I'm just going straight Scottish. It's fine. Tyrion demands good news, but has to make his own. At Castle Black, the Night's Watch stands behind Thorne. Ramsay Bolton proposes a plan, and Balon Greyjoy entertains other proposals. That whole thing was just 5 minutes of pitiful sadness. So,
whatever happened to Mike Myers?
He did the Love Guru and then kind of disappeared, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he was a German officer in Inglourious Bastards, which was a weird thing.
Was he in that? I don't remember him that one.
Let me hit that IMDb, see what he's been up to.
Yeah. You think he's a nice guy? I've kind of heard he's maybe potentially not, but
I don't know.
He doesn't come off as pretentious as
no. He seems like he'd be a nice dude. I don't like to give into those rumors. I'm gonna until he wrongs me. I'm gonna go ahead and say he's a nice guy.
Did you guys know that Chris Farley was supposed to be Shrek?
I did not know that.
And that they had like most of the movie filmed or voiced by him, actually.
Oh, that's cool. I would like to get a director's cut of that and just have him do as much as they got.
All right, filmography for Mike Myers as an actor. He was in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He played Ray Foster. I didn't see the movie, so I don't know who that is.
I really want to see that still. So,
he has not been in much lately. He's got another 2018 credit, Terminal. He was on The Gong Show in 2017, and then we jump 5 years to anything else, which was some Shrek shorts.
Yeah.
Shrek Forever After, 2010, Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, there you go.
And The Love Guru, 2008. Not been doing a ton.
He must have made just so much money during that Austin Powers period that he's just like, fuck it.
He's probably just got the cash, doesn't have to worry about it. I'm surprised with all the reboots that it's just been reboot city on all these like old 90s movies and stuff.
Wayne's World?
I'm surprised we didn't get a Wayne's World reboot. I'm sure Dana Carvey. I mean, what has he been? What has either of those guys been doing lately?
I mean, he had that absolutely terrible Netflix special.
Yeah, and then or even an Austin Powers reboot. I'm kind of surprised something didn't come out of that.
Who would you have do the remake now? Like what British actor?
Oh, you mean think a remake? I was thinking a full blown reboot with him coming back.
But let's say the remake has him coming back, but he has a son. Then that would easily be the direction to go. Who would you have be his son?
I absolutely don't think that in this day and age, Austin Powers has any room to exist.
But Daniel Craig.
Sure.
I want them to take actual James Bond and throw them into Austin Powers, and for him to be serious, like Michael Caine's Nigel or whatever his name is.
Or what about Liam Neeson?
Yeah, the age difference might be a problem. Although I actually found out the other day, Lee Pace, who played Thranduil in the Hobbit movies, which is Legolas's dad, is younger than Orlando Bloom. They shared some lovely screen time together. So I guess age is not a factor in this day.
And especially for Orlando Bloom, dude doesn't age.
He literally looks the same in the last 10 years. Although I'm kind of upset because, I'm sorry, seeing Katy Perry on American Idol has made me despise her in ways I can't describe. So then knowing that now he is with her makes me think he must be a giant douchebag, because I can't imagine why anyone would ever want that.
Hey, John Mayer was with her. And he's a god.
Ever since, what has Orlando Bloom been doing? I mean, he had a terrible performance in that terrible Pirates movie. So
oh man, that movie was awful.
He's not done anything to ingratiate
I don't
me
think
in
he's
the last
done
decade.
anything good lately.
I'm assuming that movie was like, what was the point of that movie? Was it trying to kind of jumpstart the franchise with these new characters? Because Orlando Bloom was like barely in it. Johnny Depp was really kind of in it, but not really. It was really centered around those two kind of no-name characters. I don't watch the series, so I have no idea. But
I mean, they were both brand new.
Yeah.
But there was no redeeming quality of that movie whatsoever.
When was that movie out? I don't think I saw it.
I wouldn't check it out. No. I think it's a couple years old at this point.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the worst movies.
When Pirates of the Caribbean first came out and it was released, or when the trailers were out, I was really hoping for like a thriller, scary pirate movie, like cool, and then it turned into this cartoon-ish thing.
Well, this was also Disney before we found out that they could kind of do
dark.
I don't want to say dark, but like more adult storylines.
Stuff. Yeah.
But I liked the first movie, and I really liked the second movie actually.
Yeah, I don't think they were bad. They just weren't what I was hoping they were gonna be.
Sure. Yeah. I think Jeremy, you're a big Johnny D fan though, right?
Oh, I like Johnny Depp. Yeah, absolutely.
I knew that.
Absolutely. I think he does. I mean,
talk about a douche though.
Yeah.
Yes. But deservedly so. I'm trying to think of a recent movie who I think has been really good in.
That Johnny Depp's been good in?
Yeah.
I don't think he's now kind of too notable.
Yeah, I think the recent stuff that you get from John and Depp is the Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, and I would say that I didn't think we talked about this I think earlier. The Fantastic Beasts, the first one, great
Loved
movie.
it, yeah.
Harry Potter was fantastic in the sense I like the world. The second one, what?
Debatable.
Oh yeah, it's fine. You're an asshole. Hashtag go join UPS. So my point was the second one, again, I don't know how they fucked that up so badly. Have you seen it yet, Tony?
No, I still haven't seen it.
Oh my god,
I mean,
it is.
Yeah, your glowing recommendations aren't prompting me to go rent it.
It is so atrociously slow and boring that I'm like, how did you take such a magical world and make it this piece of shit?
Yeah,
I don't know.
What a bummer. It would have been such an easy, fun thing to do just a one-off movie with that. And the fact that they had to come in and commit to 5 movies or whatever the hell just seems so unnecessary.
And now they've shown that they can fuck it up. So then I have like no interest in seeing the rest of them.
Yeah, what a bummer. And especially getting like Because Jude Law is in it, right?
Yeah.
Who
They
I
have some
very
really-
much like.
Oh, I love Jude Law. He's brilliant. Great actor. Did you see the gift? Was it called The Gift? Was it with like Jude Law and Jack Black? It's kind of a romantic comedy, but really actually entertaining movie. Because Jack Black, let's be honest, another person in a movie who I really enjoy.
No, I didn't see it. Although, I mean, talking about getting spurned, again, I haven't seen it, but if this Fantastic Beast movie is actually terrible, and if Jude Law is in that, and then this bullshit-ass Young Pope show did me so dirty on HBO, maybe I gotta add him to my shit list.
What a strange. Even the trailers for that movie or show series was weird.
I will be honest, I didn't give it more than one episode, but that is so rare for me. I normally give things a season, even if I don't like them, and that episode was so garbage that I barely even finished it, and never ever looked back. I've actually heard from people that the show is okay, but I don't know.
Yeah, if it starts off rough though, it's so hard. Especially if the first season is hard. So
yeah, if I understand the fact that some people, and I've done it for many things before, that can be like, well, it takes a while to get going. That's fine, but I am well within my right to call you shit if you start out shit, and I don't want to have to stick around to find out that you get better.
Absolutely.
true story.
It might not be the best way to live your life, but when it comes to TV shows, I think it's a fine motto.
Speaking of TV shows, guys want to run a little bit into this Thrones business?
Oh yeah. Is that what we're doing today? Yeah.
Just to get meta for a moment, we did this one episode where it was very baked good heavy, and all of a sudden we've just been like, well, we just flipped the switch on the tangents, and Game of Thrones falls by the wayside. Maybe that was a product of season 5 being so bad, but season 6
It's good.
stuff is happening here.
Yeah.
Episode 2, Home. I read the plot, tried it a couple times, didn't necessarily work, but we're running long in the tooth, guys. Hit me with your favorite parts.
Yeah, I'll be quick, and I'm gonna do the opposite, Tony.
Oh,
I'm gonna hit you with my least favorite part.
Yeah, because fuck you for asking me.
Yeah, you freaking dick.
Hey, start on whatever end of the spectrum you want to go for. So it's the butthole today.
Yeah, of course. So Ramsay kills Roose Bolton. All right, which I'm fine with. I think that fits his character at this point.
Yeah.
I think I'm totally fine with that. And not to say that I think this next part is poorly written or shouldn't have been in the show. I think again fits his character. I don't think there's any. I think if he wouldn't have done this, it would have been weird, but hard to watch, hard to listen to, I guess.
Are you referring to Ramsay feeding his mother-in-law or his stepmother, and newly born half-brother to a pack of rabid dogs?
That I am.
Ah, I see.
I think it's just I would feel wrong if I didn't make that my least favorite moment. But I could appreciate if you do respect the writing and the character development, knowing that this is probably what he would do.
It's rough for sure. It does come out of no. I mean, him and Roose certainly have some tension, but it goes back and forth. I think that this was a big step, and granted, it came after some big news with the baby being born and everything. Roose seemingly reassuring that Ramsay's always going to be his firstborn. Doesn't matter. Ramsay ain't taking that chance.
No.
So,
And do you think, was this obviously to some extent premeditated, right? Knowing the kid's coming. But I mean, did he, because we have the witness there. I mean, did he plan this with other people first to get other people on his, to back him? Or do you think that the other guy just witnessing him kill this guy, knowing how crazy Ramsay is just automatically on his side?
I think that it's who Karstark that's there, the current Lord Karstark, I guess. I don't know his name, Torrin maybe or something.
Yeah.
But he does have that line kind of pretty shortly before it happens. It's time for new blood in the north, seemingly referring to the Boltons, but could be a bit more foreshadowy. So I think that he was probably in on it.
Okay.
Just because there weren't really any guards around or anything else to prevent him from taking out Ramsay, should he have chosen to do so.
Yeah.
When that happened. So I think that there was a little buddy stuff going on there.
Seems like it.
It's it is a rough moment. Not my least favorite part, although it was very close to it timing wise. Shortly after all that nonsense, we go coastal back to Pike, and we meet Euron Greyjoy, who we have established before is not a character in the show that I particularly enjoy, but his introduction is so
good.
like. No, it's not
Really?
good.
Oh, I liked it.
It's so like ninth season of a show that should have only existed for 3 seasons, where it's like out of nowhere, literally out of the shadows, it's me, your exiled brother. I thought you would be dead. Well, I'm not, but here you go to die, and I'm gonna take over now. Like it's just like the strangest left hook. Him throwing Balon off, him then leaving to then return to the scene of the crime a little bit later on and try to take over. I like it well enough. It just seems super cheesy. And the fact that the character will go on to just be a cheesy, cringy mess, I'm going to go ahead and flag this moment right here. But Jeremy, you liked it.
I was saying I agree with pretty much everything you said. He is fucking annoying as shit later. But it's kind of comedically bad boy in the sense of like, he owns, hey, I killed him. Yep, threw him off. Well, what the fuck are you gonna do? I want to be king. And in the world of Game of Thrones, it's kind of like, yep, seems like pretty par for course at this point, right?
Yeah. Oh,
and it's not like, and we need that conflict for Yara. Right? We need that in the sense of that, because for me, the worst part of this episode is, again, Theon. I don't know if... obviously, Theon escaped with Sansa. Now Brienne, they're trying to come up with a plan what they're going to do. Theon is like, all right, guys, I'm leaving. I'm going to go get my life together. I'd be like, no. Like, Brienne stabbed him, killed him. He fucking took my home. He didn't protect me. He broke that oath. He's a piece of shit. I don't know how you let him leave.
I think Sansa has forgiven Theon.
I know. I don't see that. It doesn't make sense. Why? What has he done?
He saved her.
Yeah, I think getting her out away from Ramsay was pretty much saving her life.
Yeah, but he essentially could have done that multiple times and didn't do it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and the fact that he tells her that he didn't kill her little brothers, like I think that was the big thing she was hung up on. I mean, obviously he did a lot of other shit, but at least knowing he didn't do that helped.
Yeah.
Not that I think that he should have been fully forgiven, which
I don't know. There's just so many holes.
And he ran away because he didn't think he would be. To be fair,
right? Right.
He knows that.
Right.
But
going back to Pike, I think that is interesting because you see, I like Yara. I've always liked her character, except for being a little touchy feely with her brother, which was weird. But again, very Game of Thrones. So it's interesting because this has been an area that I think will be cool to kind of play out and see who wins, because they have shown battle savagery. I mean, they talk about these like raiding parties, which is always kind of cool in the sense, and they're always kind of like picking apart these small little areas. So I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm
actually going to make a counterpoint to you real quick, or open it up for a little brief discussion. You're saying we need Euron for Yara. I would make the point that all of the Greyjoys beyond Theon are unnecessary, except for to provide character development for Theon. We never see Balon Greyjoy do anything but give emotional conflict to Theon. Yara does exist in a more unique character perspective before this, and they go to make her a little bit after this as well, not to get too far ahead, but it all comes around to Theon. It always circles back to him one way or the other. And Euron, I think, does very much exist to push on both of them, but Yara more so. But I think that all of their stories are irrelevant without Theon, and I just don't think Theon is a big or good enough character to warrant all of these arcs. So are the Greyjoys relevant in anything?
Hans, I'll let you start, because I have opinions.
I'd say no. Not a big Yara fan. I'm actually interested in watching this season because I don't necessarily remember Euron that much, and it's probably because I didn't care for him. But I don't remember liking him or hating him. So it'd be interesting watching back through now, kind of knowing ahead of time your opinions and seeing what I think about him. But yeah, I agree.
Just gonna whisper in your ear as you watch. Euron's a twat.
I would tend to agree though. I think they're kind of irrelevant.
Okay, so with that said,
lay into me, Daddy.
I'm gonna start off with one statement. It's super offensive, so it's totally me. So we're gonna go with Game of Thrones is a feminist wet dream.
Okay.
We are now seeing every season strong female characters, right? Starting to be present and overtake their counterpart male.
Sure.
Right? And it continues to build. So to me, Yara is being shown as the illegitimate son, right? She's not a son, obviously she's a daughter, but she very much wants and takes that kind of role in her family, right? She shows that she is more capable than Theon, able to do more than Theon, and subsequently has the right to rule more than Theon. And I think seeing Theon, seeing the arc for him in the sense of what he's been through, his loss, his kind of like hitting rock bottom, and seeing how you would assume that he would have that drive then to be the leader again. And what I like about his character is that you see that he starts supporting his sister. I think that is what allows me, spoilers and future, to actually like Theon again.
I agree. I think we're making the same point. I'm seeing it from a different perspective where all of that stuff, which is very true, she very much does kind of take up this mantle, rally the people, bring her brother back from the brink.
Right. But
it's all seemingly to just kind of teach him an element of humility. And then it circles back to her being in, she gets tossed around from place to place. She gets thrown in from a powerful arc to a enslaved and imprisoned arc, right, all to just kind of provide motivations for Theon. I think her story has nothing to do with her.
Yeah, and so I think where we are, right, end of season 7, coming up, I think she's going to have an important role. And I'm interested to see what they do with that, because I think she has, with Dany surrounding herself with other women who are shown to be more cunning and more, I would say, battle hardened, I think Yara is going to be a great general for her. Yara has taken 20 whatever so ship men, like her warriors, gone and retaken places. I think she's going to be the counterbalance to Euron, and really, I think that's going to be a battle in season 8, and I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to be something to root for. So maybe not in the sense that they play an overarching, like, critical role in Game of Thrones, but I definitely find they provide a balance to, I would say, we're seeing a female warrior, right? We haven't really got a female warrior yet. Like, Dany to me is not a female warrior.
What about Brienne?
And Arya.
Yeah, but I mean, again, I should have said, like, in the sense of, like, a leader warrior, right? Like, they're soldiers. She's more of that battle kind of, like, general. She's like, a commander, right?
I almost think that that's more of a slap in the face, though, that they're using her in this position of power to tell this eunuch's story.
I can see that point. I don't know. I just feel
I think
interesting.
Where we're at in season 6 right now, you make a good point. I think what they do with Yara down the line takes a bit of it away, depending on what her turn is for season 8.
But again, I always with Game of Thrones, I feel like they do this, they peak and then they crash again just to get redemption. And so I think we are at the crash again, and I really feel like we have an opportunity to see something cool happen.
Are we talking about season 7 now, or are we still in season 6, episode 2, or where are we at here?
Yeah, it's barely.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I think
I said that. So.
I think the arc for me that makes Yara a good character and makes this worth it is Theon dies in season 8 for her.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I feel like that has to happen.
See, I don't think so. My prediction here, all this is going on, White Walkers, whatever.
Theon
that gets handled.
Yep. I feel like it's coming.
Theon,
Gets handled episode 1, right?
No. All that stuff gets just taken care of. Not even really that big of a deal. Pretty easy. We're back to the Game of Thrones, and then while all that's happening, Theon just takes the Iron Throne. Series over.
And wears a cod piece the entire time. Nice.
Damn right. Ding ding.
Ding ding. Oh. Yeah. So okay. That was mine, yeah. That was my worst part where I talked about that with Sansa. And,
What's your favorite part?
My favorite part
of season 6, episode 2, just to bring it back.
Oh.
Just in case.
I mean, if we're gonna get to the end, right? I mean, like, that is the best part.
It is the best part.
I kind of liked when Tyrion. I liked when Tyrion visited the dragons, so that was kind of cool.
The only thing I didn't get about that, I loved the scene. I loved him with the confidence. Again, the only problem I have with it is there's a very mirrored scene in the books that ends very differently for a different character, in which someone goes down, thinks that they're just going to kind of have a casual conversation with these dragons, and very much gets eaten. But I liked what Tyrion did. I like the monologuing that happened there. I like him unchaining the dragons. But then they just stayed. They just hung out.
Well, I don't think they can get out. Did you see the size of that door and the size of those dragons? They're stuck.
Perhaps, but we do see them get out later, and it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I don't know. I do still like the fact that these dragons are just cats, right?
Yeah.
Like whoever is like doing the CG for these dragons has cats. I mean, it's just a fact.
Have you ever seen the footage of Benedict Cumberbatch doing the what's the word? The motion capture for Smaug?
No.
It's really hilarious. He's the voice of Smaug in the Hobbit movies, but he did the mocap for it as well, and it's like him crawling around on the ground. It's really good. Like,
I'll have to check it out.
There's interviews of him talking about like studying Komodo dragons and shit, but it's really funny.
That is really funny. I've always thought that was like what a just very difficult word to say. Like if you're aren't you nerdy enough if you're into this? Like if you're into Lord of the Rings, you're into The Hobbit, do you really have to call the dragon something no normal human is going to be able to say, so that you have to subsequently correct them and say Smaug?
Yeah, I guess.
Haven't us nerds had it hard enough?
Well, I mean, Tolkien, he was a very learned man. He wanted all of his fans to be speaking full fluent Sindarin. So, Smaug, no big deal.
No big deal. So anyway, yeah, John, guess what?
I did mark it as my favorite moment because he is alive. I liked how they did it. I liked the Melisandre thing where, she's going through this whole ritual thing, which, I mean, I don't know what the ritual's involved, but some of it seemed a little weird. But it just got that like moment of desperation where she's casting this spell, saying this prayer over and over and over and over again with nothing, and just ends with the please. And then they kind of walk away. I like the direwolf waking up. John, and more so in the next episode, I think, but plays what I imagine coming back to life would be very well. Just kind of freaking out, trying to catch his breath in previously deflated lungs. Really good there. From the side of the wall, though, I actually really liked the wildlings kind of saving the day.
Yeah, that was my point. I was just taking a big deep breath because when that giant seizes that guy and smashes him against the wall and just throws him at the ground, I'm like, best part right there.
It's a very, very cool.
You gotta
Yeah,
be
that
a
was-
complete dumbass to shoot a dart at a giant and think that's
I-
gonna end well for you.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think that was my favorite part, and it's hard to say if it's just because it's my second watching, and the John coming back is a little deflated now for me, but what a great scene, and I just like when I even like the little bit of dialogue we get at the end when Thorn is like, we've defended the wall against wildlings for thousands of years or something, and then God dang, I'm doing bad with names right now. Giant's Bane or whatever, or is like until you, Tormund. Yeah, it's like until you. It's good
Yeah.
stuff.
It is very solid. We also, we opened the episode with some time travel.
Yeah, I forgot we saw Ned as a kid.
Yeah.
Ned?
We get to
Oh,
see
yeah.
Ned and Benjen and Lyanna. Not, is it Brandon? Ned's older brother? I think so.
Is he there?
don't remember.
Don't remember.
He's not there. He's not in the episode. I know all that stuff with the Mad King hasn't happened to my knowledge yet at this point. So I'm interested. I don't know Brandon's full story. Maybe he's off being warded at Riverdale is not the place. Wherever the Tullys are at. River Run. But I did like this moment. We get to see Ned. We get to see Hodor. Or, Walder actually talking. They got a kid who looks real good like Hodor.
Super like Hodor.
Yeah, no kidding.
My favorite part in it is actually Ned when he's sparring with a young Benjen Stark, giving a quote that Jon gives to Ollie, which is, keep a shield up or I'll ring your head like a bell.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, and and any other big moments?
I don't think so. Overall, good ep.
The suck me off guy dies.
Yeah.
Nah.
King's Landing. Jamie threatens the one dude.
Oh yeah, the High
and
Sparrow.
then realizes that he's not gonna do shit about it.
Arya gets welcomed back to the House of Black and White.
Cool.
Only a beggar for a couple days. Her arc really takes a. As I said, I kind of like this thing. I thought it picked up a little bit in this episode. I was really thinking of next episode, but still, I liked it. That is all. It was not a season recap. You might be thinking that with the length of this episode.
Season 7 recap.
I think we were basically season 7 recap. I think we were just all of season 5 hurting for stuff to talk about, and now that we've got it, we're just latching onto everything we've got and any opportunity to talk about. I mean, what did we hit today? Sparkling water and
Ooh, yeah.
and was it packages today? Again?
No, but if we need to bring that up again, we're at fuck UPS,
I think
fuck
we're okay
FedEx. And you know what?
at this
That
point.
guy, leave his fucking shit alone. Hans likes his packages.
Hans also likes his mixed berry scones. Well, actually, I don't know that. He has them. I don't know how he feels about them.
I have a mixed berry scone. And my feelings are mixed, Tony.
Much like the berries. Hans, what are those mixed feelings, if you could describe them in several words for me?
Too many berries?
You bought a mixed berry scone and it's too many berries? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Not that there's too many different berries. There's barely any scone. At this point, this thing's like a thick Pop-Tart of just like a bunch of fruit in there and no scone, no breading or anything.
That's blasphemy. Pop-Tarts are delicious?
This is the thing. This is the kid syndrome where it's like, oh, the fill-in is the best part. All the fill-in. This is these ultra quadruple whatever stuffed Oreos thing.
Right. No,
which
I
is
agree.
too
It's
much of a
horrible.
good thing. It's a
good
bad
thing.
thing. Not that I've had those Oreos and I actually kind of think they look good, but you gotta respect the shell. It's there for a reason, and it's not trying to overplay its part, but it has a part to play. Much like we will tomorrow, when maybe we can stick to a more reasonable time slot, and maybe not. You're along for the ride because at this point,
We own you, bitches.
we own you. We've probably peer pressured you into listening to our show if you're one of our friends, and if you leave, well,
Oh no, Instagram will drop to 6 people.
Yeah, if anyone's listening still to this point, that most likely means we have some sort of hold on you. We've bribed you with something, and you really can't back out now. So
that's right. And to everyone who's families we have, we'll be sending out your weekly emails with, with the well-being checks and everything here. So keep on the lookout for those. Don't forget to check your spam folders. We'll be back tomorrow, season 6, episode 3, thronesandscones.com. In the meantime, and are you down with GOT?
Yeah, you know me.
Berber. Not any better.
Yeah, so we were in San Antonio, and this nice resort, we rented one of those cabanas, which, have like the refrigerator with all the alcohol in it. And so they had it stocked full of Pellegrino, which I always like at a restaurant, I was like, that's retarded. I'll just have water. But since it was...
Stop saying retarded.
Okay, sorry. That, which is not cool, / Jeremy no likey, hashtag I'm sorry, world.
You're growing. You're growing.
I'm growing. I will be better, but fuck you if you're judging me, you son of a bitch.
You probably work for UPS.
You probably definitely work for UPS or FedEx or that son of a bitch who keeps selling packages from Hans.
Thank you.
Whew. Yeah. Who else do I hate in this world right now? I feel like that's pretty good for me.
Yeah. Go take your mind back to vacation. So you're in the cabana.
Yeah, in the cabana. Cabana boy, not here yet.
Oh, come on.
Disappointing, I know. So, so the fridge is stocked with some local beers, champagne, and then the sparkling water. We just talked about this LaCroix, Bubbly, some other off-brand names at your local grocery store. They're doing some fun fruit flavors. I don't get just drinking sparkling water. I don't understand why you would do that. That's expensive. That's a fucking waste of money to me. I don't so you want to feel gassy when you drink water? That's just weird.
It's such an interesting and odd thing because as we were talking about, all these flavored sparkling waters, the flavor is not that intense, and some of them are very, very subtle even, but it does seem to make a big difference. I haven't even gotten on. I know it's popular among the dieters, and now people have just kind of taken it to being their normal drinks. I think when I was bartending, I served more than any other simple like highball. Like vodka sodas and gin and sodas are so common now, and I don't understand the appeal. Coming as a person who my favorite go-to cocktail is a gin and tonic, I don't get that club soda thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think you're also seeing at a coffee, one of the local coffee places. So sometimes if you have an espresso, they'll give you some really bright cold water to kind of counterbalance your palate. And this local place, they always give me sparkling water. And I'm always like, it's cool, it's different. And I'm sure it's trying to just kind of follow that trend. But I don't like it. I'd much rather it would have just had cold tap water.
I don't know. We've got one here at the place that does a sparkling water espresso cocktail thing.
Yeah,
I guess you call it a cocktail.
Yeah.
And it's just not my thing. Carbonated coffee just doesn't sound fun or feel fun to me.
So then you're not excited about the Starbucks carbonated espresso drink or whatever they're doing now at Starbucks? Like the Starbucks brew, which is cold brew coffee.
So it's nitro, though, isn't it?
Nitro, yeah.
Yeah, which I'm a little bit more tolerating towards that. And in the cold spectrum of things, maybe I'd be okay with it. Oh, I guess that sparkling water drink is obviously cold. Mm-hmm. Maybe I don't have consistent morals on the subject.
I haven't had the nitro drink. I'm going to, obviously. I feel like I have to try it to see if it's a bandwagon I'm going to hop on. But yeah, I don't know. Hans,
as we established, that Starbucks cold foam stuff was good.
It was. Yeah, it was totally legitimate.
So I'll give them a shot.
I don't know if I've had just plain carbonated water before or sparkling water. I've only done, but I'll get behind the fruit flavored ones, like the bubblies and LaCroix and stuff. I can do some of those flavors. Not all. But I can do some of them for sure.
Hit me your guys' top 3 sparkling water flavors that you have had and brands if you recall them.
Oh yeah, I can knock this out right now. Although I think I have, even without trying it, I think I can tell you right now that new peach bubbly is going to be on my top 3.
It was pretty good.
But since I haven't had it, I just feel irresponsible throwing it on that list right off the bat. So I'm gonna say number 1, mango bubbly.
Yeah.
Should I mix it up with flavors? Because I feel like my number 2 would probably be mango LaCroix.
No, do it.
All right, I'm gonna say mango bubbly, then mango LaCroix. I'm making the distinction there, and then I would say the lime bubbly with a runner-up that's gonna disgust y'all. Coconut LaCroix.
The coconut.
Whoa.
It's not
Let's
bad.
talk about, carbonation doesn't belong in coffee. It definitely doesn't belong in tanning lotion. And then that concoction doesn't belong in my mouth.
I just always, whenever I drink it though, I can't help but think about that, the Office episode where it's like what is it, like the semen flavored soda or something? Like, do you remember?
No, what?
There's like what is it? It's it's in the later episodes. It's basically like a soda for or like penis flavored soda or whatever. It's like basically like a homosexual soda. And then the guy just takes a drink and he goes, because now it says now with coconut, and he takes and he goes, I wish they wouldn't have added coconut. I much prefer original.
I've never I'm sure I've seen it because I've seen The Office the whole way through. I will be honest, we've given The Office some love before. The Office is one that I have watched 3 or 4 times through, but only once to completion. Those last 2 seasons I don't think are bad, but I do lose interest.
Yeah,
a
and
little
they're
bit.
I just don't think they're. I do think that they're pretty weak. So the flavor is technically so it's a. From the show, it's a energy drink for Asian homosexuals specifically, and the flavor is coconut penis. And then one of the quotes is, the coconut is pretty subtle."
Having taken some marketing courses, that is really limiting your market share value. I think.
It's really cornering.
Very specific,
It's really
but-
cornering yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy,
Yes.
top 3 sparkling waters.
To change up, so I have my first is lime. I think the LaCroix and bubbly, I really don't get a difference in flavor, so I would just say lime
that.
is my number 1. My second is I had LaCroix tangerine. I thought that was delicious.
Well, I'm on board with that one.
And then my third would be there is a Fresh Time one, and they do a grape, and it is
Grape.
You're
great.
sick.
I've never considered that a flavor that could even possibly work without like 100 grams of sugar in it.
Oh, it's good.
Interesting.
It's good.
There's only one thing on this world that I dislike more than chocolate, and that's anything grape flavored.
Grapes or just grape flavored things?
Grape flavored things, because grape flavoring tastes absolutely nothing like grape,
Not at all.
which I do like grapes, and it's just
Wait. So you're saying that child Tylenol you have that's grape flavored doesn't taste delicious?
No, grape is I don't understand, and it's so disgusting to me. I don't understand how people can like it.
What about what's the Dimetap, the grape flavor, which is like delicious?
God, can I just screw every medicine that's trying to taste like something else, because it just tastes gross, and also stop trying to taste like something else. Just taste like medicine so that people don't take you in excessive doses.
So wait, you're just saying you don't take Dimetap because it's
No.
delicious? Because it's delicious.
I don't know. I will never give my money to Pepto-Bismol either, because you're gross and you're trying to taste like this weird bubblegummy nonsense.
Oh wait, whoa, bubblegum. Now we're talking straight
Get
up
out my ass.
amoxicillin, which if you've had amoxicillin liquid that tastes like bubblegum, that shit is delicious.
Take chloroform. It cures what ails you. Also, the cure for what ails you, by the way, the correct top 3 sparkling sodas. Mango bubbly, number 1. Of course. Well chose, Hans.
Yeah.
Cranberry bubbly, number 2.
Haven't had it yet. In my
It's good.
defense.
Newest one. I'm a big fan. And then number 3, I'll actually go ahead and give the Coca-Cola juggernaut a nod and say that Dasani raspberry lemonade
Ooh, I
sparkling
haven't not
water
had them. That sounds good.
is like, has such a flavor, like so much so that it's got like a really tart, perk up your cheeks thing to it. Very different. I don't want it all the time, but it's pretty solid.
Interesting.
So I had the Dasani lemon, and I would agree with you with. I feel like the Dasani stuff is much more flavorful compared to the other sparkling waters. I feel like they use more of that flavor syrup.
I did double check on the side to see like if there were any sweeteners or added stuff to it. Yeah, because it does feel.
It feels definitely much
intense.
more sweet and tart.
They also come in the thin Red Bull-esque cans, so you can feel like a real bougie bitch.
Yep, bougie.
And for anybody who's just like, get off the sparkling water nonsense, it's disgusting. It just tastes like a grapefruit's fart. You're not wrong, but you just got to approach it differently. You can't think of it as a substitute for soda, because it's not. It's just something that's
water.
different than drinking water.
Yeah, it's water.
Yeah, agreed. The first time
You're
I
all
had
welcome.
one, I was like, I questioned why anyone on earth would ever drink one.
Yeah.
And then I took the next approach where I'm like, okay, I know this is going to just be a light little flavor. It's going to have that carbonation that I might be craving from a soda, but you definitely have to consider it as a substitute to water. It does not substitute against any actual flavored drinks.
No. And if you're the type of person that can like squirt a lemon in your water and be happy, you can get behind this. If you're the type of person that squirts 9.5 lemons and 3 things of sugar to try and make poor man's lemonade, well then write your will and just start chugging some Coke, because you're not helping yourself.
Because you are fucked.
We found so at the radio station, we found there is a fridge downstairs. People do not use this fridge. It is storing some bottles of liquor that we used for promotion a while ago. And other than that, we haven't explored it much. Well, we took a look in it today.
Yikes.
We found a 4 cans left in like one of those 6-packs of soda, of Diet Pepsi. And I happened to notice that the white strip in the Pepsi logo was uniform. And I'm like, I feel like it's been a while since they changed that Pepsi logo. Let me take a look on the internet. Yes, they changed it in 2009.
Holy shit.
So then I'm like, all right, what's the date on the Pepsi? The Diet Pepsi expired in 2006. I don't know the shelf life on soda, but I'm believing that this pop has been in that fridge since at least 2005, and we are going to drink it.
You pop it, and it was
We're
like
just-
syrup.
Yeah. It's got to be so ridiculously bad. The only problem is Pepsi is our biggest client, and so we're trying to find a way that we can do it while not like shitting on them, because we're not trying to hate on Diet Pepsi, just this obviously gross, moldy poison that's going to be in this fridge.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. It's gonna
That's
be real good.
that's thoroughly impressive.
Yeah, there's also a whole turkey in the freezer
Holy fuck.
that I have no fucking clue how old it is. And a pie, like a half of a pie, like a moose pie that we can't see any mold on in the fridge. But one of our coworkers who works in the office next to this kitchen says that it's been there the entire time she's been there, which is just over 3 years. So pretty sure that pie has met its maker as well.
Some roughness in that.
That's amazing.
It's something, man.
I thought it was impressive that the fridge at my work right now has pizza in it that has been in there pretty much the entire time I've been there, which is like 8 months or so. So it's wonder how long it's been before that. The concern is the reason we won't throw it away is because it's in a very nice glass Tupperware.
Oh, yeah.
A very nice like glass thing. And it's like, okay, well, we don't want to just throw that away because that's obviously like that's a few bones, right? That's not cheap.
Truth.
But it's like, who really wants to? And then it's like, okay, well, someone could take it, but then who really wants to even attempt to clean that mess? Like, I can't even imagine.
I mean, if it's glass, that won't be too bad. Like, if
just
it was
can't
plastic, you'd have to throw it out.
I can't even
point.
imagine like opening that thing up at this point. It's just so gross. It's
I
like,
had a
yeah, it's nasty.
so Hans and I had a friend in high school who fell in love with this great beauty in Spain and wrote an entire album of music for her, which Hans and I Semi helped him create. And we spent a great many days over at his grandparents' house recording this, which sounds like the biggest joke I've ever told. It's 100% true.
Yeah.
It was amazing and great. But it would all usually start with some sort of Starbucks run or something. And at one point, I was like, you know what? I should do my part. I'm 16 years old. I'm eco-conscious. So I bought one of Starbucks' like reusable tumblers that they said, you can give these to us. We'll fill them with your drink, and you'll, maybe at the time it was you'll save a little money or something.
50
I don't
cents,
remember.
I think, or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So I did that. Great, fine. At the time, because I was 16 years old and I had to be bougie, my drink of choice at Starbucks was a marble mocha macchiato with 2 shots stirred and 1 shot float on top. Unnecessarily complicated. All I really wanted was coffee. But you know what? I had heard that said once, and I was determined to love it. And it was pretty freaking good, actually. But so we get one of those one day. We get into our recording sesh. I leave that somewhat still full plastic travel mug, completely sealed, at John's house. Forget about it. For 3 years.
Holy shit.
Until I return for summer break from college, and I meet up with John, and he said, oh, hey, I got a new car. I was cleaning my car out. I found this, and it had my name on it. He's like, oh, sorry, it's yours. And I'm like, oh, great. I pick it up, immediately feel the swish. And I'm like, oh, no. The smart thing to do would have been to just chuck it in the trash and walk away. But I went home, and I'm like, well, let's see if I'll soak it in water and soap for a week. We'll see what happens. I cracked the seal and almost puked. It was so rancid, and it like filled the sink with stench for days. I threw it away the very same day. There was absolutely no saving that. Just the festering sugar and cream for 3 years.
I'll give shout out to Starbucks. Pretty good seal on that sucker. I'm kind of impressed.
Damn straight. Well, I think at that point it had probably like the fumes alone had melted the plastic shut, so
Vacuum
it
sealed.
wasn't going anywhere, you know.
Oh, yeah.